Well, let's be honest, it's a call you're never going to want to have to make, but every once in a while you have to. It's to a plumber, and you're going to want to find plumbers you trust, and that's who we're with today. We're with Birnie Plumbing and Drains, and we're here with Bob and Rob, and let's just get this out of the way. This is a generational family. How long you guys been doing this?
We've been doing this since 1922. My grandfather installed this sewer February of 1922, 102 years ago.
We had the actual permit there that we started on, and Rob, one of the generations here, what are we actually working on today? What's going on?
So what we're doing today is we're going to be using a non-invasive way of replacing the pipe. We're going to be putting a liner inside the pipe, and basically from inside going out towards property line. We've got this beautiful, let me show you here, we've got this beautiful balloon that's wrapped with a fiberglass mixed with resin. And what happens is it goes down, and then we expand it with steam, and we bake it onto the pipe. Then we deflate the balloon, and we pull it out, and it's a brand new pipe, no seams, from front of the house right to property line. Roots can't get into it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the roots and just the danger, especially in a neighborhood like this, lots of old trees, mature neighborhood. But let's talk about that old pipe, that clay pipe there. A lot has changed in the 102 plus years you guys have been doing this thing.
Yes, that trap was a mandatory commodity that had to be put into the sewers at the time. Stop smells and city sewer gases coming back into the house. It's created a lot of problems over the years, and so we advise all homeowners to remove that trap, put in a straight white clean out, and the only benefit of having those nowadays is if you lose your false teeth or your diamond ring, we can get it back. Maybe. But yeah, sorry.
I love what you guys say. You're prioritizing people over plumbing. Rob, what does that mean?
Absolutely. I mean, when you think about the history of the company from great-grandpa back in 1921, we could never be where we are without the people of this community. We couldn't be where we are without the people who actually work with us every day, from Rick and Eric and Ty and Jerry and everybody back at the office. They're phenomenal. And the history, I was just thinking the other day how, we've worked with so many quality, amazing people that have actually kept our reputation just so positive here. And so when we prioritize people, we want to make sure people are taken care of. And when we're able to take care of the people, they allow us to take care of the problem. And that's really key.
And the people, they've spoken more than 1,000 5-star reviews. That's that's quite a bit. I mean, the work stands for itself, doesn't it?
I was thrilled with that. We try and please all, but there are a few exceptions every once in a while. But yes, with the 1,000 review, 5 stars, it's just tremendous, and just shows how business has changed. Because I was trying to even think how my grandfather would get in touch with people to advertise back in 1922. No phone books. I very little bit in phone, I would think.
No CHCH either to come show up and showcase what you guys are doing, because that's what we're doing here all morning live. And I'm not sure if you guys realize this, but it's been raining, and I guess rain can cause some plumbing issues. Okay, we'll get into that as we continue here with Birnie Plumbing and Drains all morning live here on CHCH Morning Live. We're learning the plumbing system here. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Thanks very much.
What the heck is that? That's what we're about to find out. I haven't been put to work yet here with Birnie's Plumbing and Drains, but we're back here, and we've added a third generation. Who do we got here?
I'm Tyler. I'm the third generation. Actually, I'm the fifth generation.
Fifth generation.
Yeah,
third generation in this segment here. But Bob, tell me real quick, what are we looking at here? Because I honestly have no idea what that is.
That's a tail of roots. See how they get in there with all the hair-like fibers, and then the more you cut them, the more they push back and they grow stronger at each joint. And so we've pulled roots out 6 inches diameter, 30, 40 feet long. My brother and I, with old steel rods back in the 70s. Of course, nowadays with the electric and with jetting, it cleans out completely different. But yes, it's just like a ponytail. It just grows and grows and grows.
And Rob, how would someone even know that this is in their pipes? How would someone know that?
A lot of times they're surprised to find out that they have it. So a couple of things that you want to do is look at the area that you're in. This is an older community. Well, we're over 102, right? You want to look at trees. Do you have city trees? Because whatever you see on the top is actually what's down below. It's just not necessarily as deep, but it spreads out. People start hearing gurgling. People start hearing gurgling in their toilets. They get backups. Sometimes the backup will come up and then it'll go away, and they're like, oh, that's okay. But then they do a laundry load, and then it backs up again. So if you're experiencing any kind of gurgling, or if you've experienced backup where you see a ring on the floor and you've got trees outside, I would encourage you just to have us come and take a look, and we can confirm it.
And how would you take a look? Tyler, what do we got here? What is this?
That's a Hawthorne camera. So what we do there is we got tablets, and it uses Wi-Fi. We basically just cast it to the tablet and send that down the line. Take a look, see what's there. Sometimes with roots, if it's all backed up, you can't really see anything because of all the water there. But most of the time, you can get a good look at what's going on at least.
I was about to say, it would kind of look like a horror movie if you came across, like, well, if you come across something like that, right?
When my dad first got his camera system, Dad and Uncle Roy, in 1993, he used to bring these videos home, and we would watch them at dinner. So, weird family traditions, right?
Yeah, that's definitely a plumber thing. Okay, so if this is the problem, what's the solution, Bob?
Solution is getting it checked out. So first of all, we try and get the sewer running and drain the water, and then we can put the camera in and do an investigation. The investigation is
How you would, once you discover it, how are you going to get rid of it? What's the solution?
We've got cutters. As I say, my dad was one of the first with the rotor-rooter machine back in 1946, and we've grown since then. So now they also have high-pressure water.
Okay.
Our jetters that we use are trailer jetters. They use 10 gallons a minute at 4,000 psi, and we have special nozzles. They cost between $1,500 and $2,500, and it will jet into the lines and actually scour them right back out, but that's only a temporary.
Yeah.
That's only a temporary solution. It's like a haircut. It's like trimming a rose bush. They will grow back.
Yeah.
So then we go over to what Rob has.
So the way that we get it permanently fixed, no problems, is we either, do the old excavation method, which is funny. My grandfather's slogan back in 1946 was "Don't dig," and here we are not digging, which is kind of cool. And so because we want to do quality work for you, quality work that lasts. That's why we have this sewer here is 102 years old. Still working. We started lining. We were the first ones in Hamilton to start lining with the Forma-Drain product. It's a Canadian product, and we were able to do. We've done hundreds of sewers. So
awesome. Okay, well, we know that the best kind of protective is preventative maintenance, right? So we're going to talk about that as we continue here. I don't have a red shirt yet, but I should have gotten the memo because I feel like I'm going to get put to work. But we're continuing here with Birnie's Plumbing and Drains as we continue here on CHCH Morning Live. Listen, it's a call you never want to have to make, but when you do, Birnie's Plumbing and Drains is the guys you're going to want to call, the people you're going to want to call, because they're doing all the work. And listen, like we said, you don't want to call a plumber, but when you do, call Birnie's. And we're back here with Rob. And Rob, like I said, nobody really wants to call you. No offense. No, I'm sorry. Nobody wants to call you. What can people do to help prevent having to call a plumber?
Absolutely. There's lots of things that you can do. When we're talking about flooding, there's so many things that you want to be able to be mindful of. You want to check your sewers out. If you've never had your sewer checked out, especially if you're moving into a new home, get a video done of that sewer. It doesn't have to be every year, but if you at least check it every couple of years, just to make sure it's running good, that's a really big bonus. The other,
I was just about to say, what would you guys be looking for in something like that? If I just called you up and said, hey, listen, what would you be looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. So what I want to see when I go down a drain is I want to see that it's smooth, that it's round, and that it's dry, with nothing infiltrating it at all. I don't want to see any cracks, any ponding. I don't want to see any roots, grease build up. Those are things that will build up over time and absolutely cause a backup. So we want smooth, round, dry as we go through that pipe. The next thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that our rain pipes outside are not connected to the sewer. The city doesn't like that, and you won't like it either, because all you're doing is welcoming water into your sewer system, and in a heavy rain like we've had over the past couple of days, that'll continue to back up. And so get them out, get them pointed away, get them pointed towards the street, so that if you are experiencing a backup, that's just not contributing to the situation. And then finally, you also got to look at sump pumps too. When we have these heavy downpours, we take sump pumps for granted. They stay in our basement and they never run. So it's a really good idea to go downstairs, make sure it's plugged in, make sure that you're testing it, lift the float, make sure it's running. If you can't get there, we'll be happy to help you out and take a look. But you want to make sure you can count on that pump, especially when you need it the most.
And people have definitely needed it the last few days here in the region. I want to talk a little bit about, sometimes you might have a clogged pipe and your first first instinct is to go to, one of the hardware stores and pick up a bottle of Drano. Not really the best idea. Not a great idea at all.
Not at all. The challenge with those is they're acidic and they're dangerous. I mean, there's a sign on them for a reason. So again, in the spirit of putting people first, for us, for our clients, it's just very dangerous. When our guys show up, we'll ask you the question: have you put anything down there? Because it has very serious ramifications, right? We only have one set of eyes. We don't get any other. So we want to take every precaution, and that's just something we don't need. We have a product called BioClean. We've sold it since 1995-96. It's a great product. It's environmentally friendly. It's Canadian. It's another Canadian product. You can eat this stuff. If your pets get into it, I wouldn't recommend it.
Doesn't taste great.
No, not really. It's Metamucil type texture.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can put it in, and that ounce of prevention prevents a pound of cure, and it's like probiotics for your pipe. I mean, that's the way it works. So it creates this nice little gel around the pipe. It eats anything organic. It won't eat roots, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it just won't do that. But it will eat greases and toilet papers and all the things that tend to get stuck on those pipes that create a clog.
Well, you guys have obviously been doing such a great job. You've been over 100 years here in Hamilton. And when we come back, we're going to talk about that, what it means to you, what it means to the generations of your family to be a part of Hamilton. Because I've learned more about plumbing in the last 10 minutes that I've been here than I've ever learned in my life. And there's still more to learn, and that's what we're doing here on CHCH Morning Live. Stay with us. All right, we are back here in East Hamilton. We've been working with Birnie Plumbing and Drains all morning, and I'm ready to get to work, Rob. What's it going to take? What's it going to take to get me working?
A lot of quality assurance training.
Yeah. Okay, and let's talk about that, because listen, your house is your biggest investment you're going to make. When you're working on your house, you're going to want to trust contractors that you can trust for quality. And sometimes, you know what, you may be paying a premium for the quality of work that you get.
Absolutely. I mean, price is a big factor. We know that. Price is the biggest factor in all of our decisions, especially right now. Things are tough for everyone. And so, we understand that. We have payment options that we can apply. We can help people out. Mm-hmm. The thing you want to remember is when you're choosing a contractor, it's more than just price. We're so busy, we're getting phone calls right now. Yeah. It's more than just price. It's quality of workmanship. It's quality of product. It's, can they stand behind what they're saying they're going to do? If they say they're going to give you a 30-year warranty, have they been in business 30 years? And we don't knock anyone. We understand everyone has their way of doing business. We want to show up. We have a marked truck. Yeah. We have guys in uniform. We have insurances. We make sure we're city licensed and permitted. We want to make sure that everything goes well for you, and we want to be able to take the worry away so that when you use us, you know everything up front. It's very transparent.
Yeah, and there's really no cutting corners, is there, Bob?
No, you do it right the first time. We give options. So either you can do a complete repair or you can do a partial repair just to get you through, because our needs are different. So we usually try and lay out 3 or 4 different options for people to check. But we do really encourage them to get permits. That's a vital part. Mm-hmm. And you can't put a price on experience. Mm-hmm. This is what I'm thinking. Looking at my grandfather, looking at my father. My father taught me how to chew this pipe here with an adjustable. Some people use pipe wrenches, and sometimes we'd cut it with a hammer and chisel. Okay, when I first started in 71, and it's just amazing. But like, these pipes are 100 years old now. When you get into the ground, a lot of newer people aren't familiar with how to connect old pipes to new pipes. So that's that's something you're dealing with also.
And Tyler, the other part is that, I mean, you guys are really with them every step of the way. From that initial phone call, something goes wrong. I mean, you guys are quality workers who stay with us through the whole project.
Oh yeah, 100%. And like, if anything does go like sideways, like, because sometimes it does, we're digging up stuff like you have no idea what's down there, right? But we're always honest with the customer, and we try to just keep it 100%.
Yeah. And honesty, obviously, Rob, a huge part of any contractor, any trade you're going to work with. So it's a huge part of it. All right. Well, I don't know. I think we might have just added a 4th generation of Birnies here. But we've been having a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much. Really great to learn what you do. So thank you. And if you're looking for a plumber, Birnie's Plumbing and Drains is who you got to call. As we found out all morning live here on CHCH Morning Live. All right. Nice to meet you guys. Thank you guys so much. All right.